Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. This is your host, Dr. Hassan Shehzad, and today's our topic is the latest lodging of an FIR by the FIA against 16 or 17 officials of our national news agency, which is APP. The charges that have been brought against these officials are of corruption and embezzlement ranging from 1.25 billion to 1.50 billion. But this corruption is not our key topic, as many are. I think a few of these officials that I know, their lifestyle does not depict that they have been earning billions or they have been earning hundreds of thousands of rupees. But in the course of investigation that the FIA will take will unfold the facts of the matter before us. The point of interest here for us is this corruption scam is related to the China service of our national news agency. The China service is being run even today, but these transactions and these funds are in one way or the other basically related to that service. Now, if you look at other news agencies, you'll find that each and every news agency, almost each and every news agency, is running a China service. Other than established news agencies like ANN, INP, online, some news agencies are websites at a smaller scale. They have set up their offices in every nook and cranny of the federal capital. They are also creating content that is related to China, Chinese business, politics, strategy, and other interests. Most of this content is related to Gwadar and Balochistan. I have been researching the influence of international powers on Pakistan or the influence of international media organizations on Pakistan. And those who know me, they know me well that I used to write on Gulf and Gulf media interests in Pakistan and the issues that are related to diplomacy and other things. And similarly, I have been researching this China content that is pumped into our media, and anybody who is aware of Pakistani media or who has spent some time in Pakistani media, he or she knows well that this content is sneaked into newspaper pages and into news bulletins through the gray areas that have been created in our media because of the gradual weakening of the office of the editor. And we'll elaborate this point later in some other vlog. Here at this point, let me tell you that no international power, not least China, would ever like creation of or the method of creation of the content that is related to its interests. And many creators of this content, they run against one another, and it seems to me from their desperation that they are jumping over one another and they are elbowing out one another in a race to win something. What that something is, is anybody's guess, and will look into it at a later stage. At this point, these creators sometimes they create content that basically hits the enemies of China. For example, 2 years ago in 2003, one of such content creators started running stories, and one newspaper also was carrying those stories, which basically targeted Japan and leveled accusations that it is somehow responsible for leak of nuclear waste in our seas. At that time, very senior officials of the Japanese embassy, he had to put up a letter on their Facebook page to discredit this story, and he mentioned in it that he tried to track down that news agency that had basically created the content about the contamination of our seas, and he failed to find its office, its head office, or the guy who is running it, which means that it was a kind of ghost news agency. But the influence and the power of these ghost news agencies is so much that the Japanese official, which was a very high ranking official, and in the later vlogs I'll reveal his name and reveal the contents of his letter too, he had to take down the letter from their own Facebook page. This is the level of the power of these content creators that are related to Chinese interests. And similarly, many people in the APP, they have expressed fears that this investigation it involves such influential peoples that they will come back to harm them in the days to come. So this is their fears, but at the same time, many officials at APP, they are happy that a racket of corrupt element is unearthed, and they are cheering their bosses, their MD and the information minister, and they are saying that they have basically taken a very good step. So here at this point, viewers, we need to be cautious when we deal with the content that is related to international powers or that is created by international media, and it is being penetrated into our mainstream media or on our social media channels. We need to fact check it, and more than fact checking, we need to explore the channels through which this content is being entered into our mainstream and social media, so that its authenticity and and the plans and the aims of spread of this content in Pakistani societies are determined. At this point, this is all from me, and in the next vlog we'll go deeper into this topic and we'll try to reach some conclusions. Thank you very much for watching.